It's cold out here, man. You know, a Texas boy, I'm not used to all this cold, man. Anybody from the South that's moved to the North, y'all know that y'all not used to this cold. Like, you see a little bit of white on the ground, you know what I'm saying? You end up pulling out every single long sleeve out the closet and you start throwing it on. You walk about 7 steps and you get to sweating your whole life out, you feel me? With all that being said, this is why I wanted to make this video. It actually took me a long time to process this because I want to first off give my blessings, condolences, and prayers to everybody down in Texas that had lost power during the freeze, during all the snowstorms and such. We don't know how to deal with that. And just like I said, you know, we probably putting on too many clothes, not even knowing that snow is probably a better insulator, you know what I'm saying? We're not used to that quiet stuff that goes on, you know, when all the snow is on the ground, a real magical winter wonderland. But during this pandemic, we had an essential worker, an 18-year-old out of Plano, Texas, who was getting off that third shift, man. I'm talking about that third shift at night at Walmart. Walmart down the street from his house. And I'm gonna go ahead and say the young man probably did the same thing that I would do and put on way too many clothes to go to work. You're tired, you've been on your feet all night, day, you know what I'm saying? And your house is just a couple blocks away and you're walking home. You probably put all your clothes in a bag. And you're slipping and sliding around the streets because you never walked on snow before. You know what I'm saying? Especially not in so many inches of snow. And one of your neighbors decides to call the police on you. It's just a welfare check. You know what I'm saying? Now, the police come up to you, ask you, hey, man, you doing all right? You need any help? You said, no, thank you. I'm just walking home. I'm going home. Then the police proceed to follow you. I wonder how many people that don't look like me have ever gone through that kind of interaction. What we call it where I come from and in our community, we call it a WWB. It's called Walking While Black. It starts off with as a welfare check and it ends up somehow with you in cuffs. This young man, this 18-year-old young man, ended up getting arrested for walking in the street because the sidewalks were covered in snow. They followed this man for 2 minutes. Excuse me, let me change my vernacular. It's not a man, that is a young boy. That is a boy. He's an 18-year-old boy trying to make his way in the world, out here working as an essential worker during a pandemic. Working hard. Now, especially after the insurrection on January 6th, I hear a lot of patriots talking about their rights being infringed on as citizens of America. I felt like this was one of the most constitutional examples of somebody's rights being infringed upon. But then, you know, you check the comments and such, and obviously all of marching and stuff ain't done nothing. People are like, why didn't you just stop and talk? If you weren't doing anything wrong, then what do you have to be afraid of? That. Exactly what happened was what he was afraid of and what he was trying to avoid. He just wanted to walk home. They asked him, hey, you okay? He said, yes, I'm fine. I'm straight. I'm good. I'm just going home. I'm coming from work. I do this every night. That's not good enough for them. Apparently, there's some kind of ego within America that a lot of bigoted people, including in our police force, feel that people of color owe them our time of day. We don't get to use the Constitution to reject your unlawful search and seizure. And the rest of America kind of agrees with that. They're like, yeah, you're a danger. You're dangerous. We call the police on you. You need to go and prove your innocence so that you can continue living like a citizen. And this is why we've been screaming Black Lives Matter. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. But I want you to watch this footage from Fox 4 Dallas, and you'll see how ridiculous this entire situation and scenario is. Chief Drain, a black chief of police in Plano, even admitted that it was his constitutional right not to stop. Yet here in America, we feel that that young man should have had to explain himself for existing. And that's why we scream Black Lives Matter. That's why we're pissed off. That's why we've been pissed off. That's what we've been trying to talk about for forever. And all you patriots claim to be saying that it's happening to you, yet you can't see it happening to your fellow citizens that don't look like you. I want you to think about this. Happy Black History Year. Stay American, stay human, and stay living above most expectations.
Police have dropped charges against a teen who was arrested for walking in a Plano street during last week's winter weather. The entire encounter was caught on camera. The high school student believes he was arrested because he's black, but Plano's chief of police believes his officers' actions were not racially motivated. Fox 4's David Santendry has the details. David.
Natalie, the 18-year-old says video of George Floyd and other black men killed or hurt by police officers makes him feel uneasy around law enforcement. Plano's chief of police tells me he's dropping the charge because it does not fit what officers were initially called out to investigate.
Hey man, whoop. You trying to get home? Are you trying to get home?
18-year-old Rodney Reese was stopped by Plano police officers while walking home from work at Walmart during the Texas freeze last Tuesday night. Police say someone called, concerned that a black male wearing a short-sleeved shirt was stumbling along the icy conditions. It was a welfare check. Reese lives with his mom just a few blocks away, right down the street from where he works. He repeatedly told officers he was fine.
Sir, look, we just want to talk to you. All right?
I'm on the way home. I'm straight.
Okay. Okay, but you're walking in the middle of the road.
I understand that. My bad. I do this every night, literally. I'm straight.
Okay. You ain't cold or nothing?
No.
With that chief shirt on?
Officers continued to follow him, however, for 2 minutes and 17 seconds.
We're doing an investigation.
I don't care. I'm going home.
You were officially detained.
No.
Yes, yes you are.
Bro.
Before handcuffs were placed around his wrists.
Just relax.
Just relax, all right?
Just relax.
We're just trying to talk to you.
I got an anger problem. Please get off me. Y'all not, no.
Stop.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to touch you.
Yeah, you didn't.
Stop.
Put your hands behind your back now.
Stop.
You are not free to go.
Why?
The next thing you do is going to be get a charge right now.
For what?
Because you're pushing on an officer.
I'm not pushing. How am I pushing on?
Reese was arrested for walking in the street. The official charge, pedestrian in the roadway. The high school student spent the night in jail.
They just treated me like I was a criminal or something.
The teen says he was walking along the street because the area off to the side of it, seen in this photo taken the next day, was covered in ice and snow. He says he kept walking away because he didn't need help.
Just a simple encounter. A simple encounter. That's why I tried to dodge you. So I couldn't make it home. I don't know.
Friends and loved ones say he's just a good kid with a clean record who was scared.
I know the kid's character. I know the kid's demeanor.
Plano Police Chief Ed Drain backs his officers for checking on Reese.
There's a lot of information that we know about this case that we didn't know at the time. Those officers did not know his age. They didn't know he was 18. They didn't know he worked at Walmart. They didn't know where he lived.
First of all, you were in the roadway, which is a safety hazard, and you're not supposed to be in the roadway.
Still, he says the arrest wasn't consistent with the reason officers went out there, a welfare check. He says the 18-year-old was difficult to cooperate with, but that he has a right to not cooperate. He's dropping the charge.
They should have taken him home, is where he should have gone.
The police department will determine if an internal investigation is warranted. Chief Drain doesn't believe race was a factor in the arrest.
But I can't get inside people's hearts. I can't get inside people's heads.
As for Reese,
Just because I'm black, that's it. Just because I'm black, I fit the description. I don't even think the call would happen, honestly.
We're just trying to figure out where you're going.
Home. I just said that.
he believes it's the only reason.
Relax this arm.
Relax your arms, okay? Just relax your arms.
The police chief says Reese resisted arrest, but the department did not file that charge. If you'd like to see how this played out frame by frame, we have posted a link to the entire video over on our website. That's fox4news.com.